This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Maharaja is caught in a tussle in the face-off between pilots and management. 16 Air India flights from Chennai are cancelled. The MBBS rush is set to begin. Aspiring medical students can queue up for MBBS applications from May 16th. Bonded labourers rescued from Poneri. NGOs say that the practice is widespread and targets the economically weaker. Encroachers reduce the road space for residents of Ambattur. Choked roads makes life difficult for pedestrians.
ரோடு இது மாதிரி இருக்குது, தண்ணி லாரி வரல, அந்த ஸ்கூல் வேன் வராது, அந்த மாதிரி இந்த ரோடு இப்படி இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதனால வர மாட்டாங்க.
Vet Sciences University gets a legal boost in the tussle with Chennai Metro. Madras High Court says that the university land cannot be acquired entirely. Cries against the Sri Lankan president continue in the wake of the UN report on war crimes against Tamils. Advocates burn his effigies. Wipro chief puts his corporate weight behind the anti-corruption movement. Leads to the Prime Minister to root out corruption. And for every 6 that will be smashed this IPL, there's more reason to celebrate. For every 6, money will be transferred to a charitable trust. A very good evening and welcome to Late Night News with me, Ashmit Kumar. Let's have a quick look at stories coming in from across the country. Congress and the DMK members give a point-by-point rebuttal of the Joshi report at the PAC meeting. Brace yourself for more flight cancellations today, striking pilots to move the Supreme Court after High Court orders tell them to stop the strike. Flight data recorder of Air France plane that crashed in 2009, killing all 228 on board, is found off the coast of Brazil. NDTV's cricket experts differ from BCCI's choice of Duncan Fletcher as India's coach. Gavaskar says Mohinder Amarnath would have been a better choice. Well, at the top of this hour, bad news for passengers. 16 flights from Chennai were cancelled as a direct outcome of the unrest within the Air India between the pilots and the management. Now, the pilots are demanding pay parity with older pilots. The striking Air India pilots also refused to back down even after the Delhi High Court ordered them to go back to work. Now, the pilots are likely to approach the Supreme Court to hear their appeal. Meanwhile, yesterday, Air India sacked 6 pilots and de-recognized their association. And in what could worsen the situation, 25 executive pilots from Delhi, 32 from Mumbai, and around 20 from Chennai called in sick this morning, which could have a cascading impact on flight schedules. Well, even as the Vet Sciences University locked horns with the Chennai Metro project over land acquisition, the Madras High Court has slapped some strict conditions on Chennai Metro for acquiring that piece of land. The first bench maintained that the whole of 9.27 acres of land in question cannot be acquired. The court directed that only portions of the land required for rail lines can be bought. Meanwhile, Metro Rail Limited will also be required to dish out 50 crore rupees to the university. However, the Madras High Court didn't quite stop there. The court orders have prohibited the use of acquired land for shopping complexes, malls, entertainment facilities and film shoots. The court has also slapped the condition that for felling of 28 trees, 280 trees or 10 times that number should be planted by the Metro Rail. The first bench of the High Court also said that the birds and deers in the university land should be protected with the help of Tamil Nadu Forest Department.
Our aim was that the entire thing, because the Chennai Metro Rail Limited blueprint said that after acquiring this land, they will create a cinema hall, entertainment hall, then corporate houses and industrial houses will be there, and at a later stage those lands will be sold. So their acquiring that properties was not genuine. This is what we challenge. The court found that it is not for the purpose of exclusive purpose of railway transportation, is not taken. There is something behind that. That is the reason why the court made it very specifically in its order. No, you cannot have cinema theatre or entertainment halls, you cannot conduct any shows, you cannot have corporate houses, you cannot have industrial houses. So ultimately what their object has been scattered on by the order, the ends of justice has been met.
And in more news, 500 bonded labourers who were rescued by an NGO, the International Justice Mission, last evening from a brick factory in Poneri have now been provided transportation and have been moved back to their respective towns. Now, most of them are believed to be from UP, Orissa and Chhattisgarh and were reportedly working in SLG brick chambers. Now, approximately 143 families, which includes 500 people, including 110 children, were rescued and taken to the Poneri Government Boys School. Now, Hebzibah Sundar, the Director of Community and Government Relations, joined us and gave us a sense of the scale of this social evil.
Some of the laborers in different pockets working, and it was noon time, so some of them were probably having food, and mostly we saw women actually working, loading bricks into the truck, and some men in the baking area laying up the bricks there. And so as a part of the inquiry process, the government officials came in and we gathered all the laborers towards the government officials and the RDO. He actually inquired the brother of the person who lodged a complaint, and on inquiry, when he found that they were bonded laborers, he asked, how many of you want to go? And you would see like immediately people raising hands, and suddenly all the hands went up. And the RDO was still deciding, because it was a huge number, how to get them all out. And after a couple of discussions with the collector, he came back and he said we can take them all out. And you could really hear people bursting out with a loud shout of joy. And I remember personally interacting with a couple of women laborers and asking them, you know, what was actually difficult for them working in this facility. And they said, see, we came here for, for food. We actually work here for food, and we don't even get proper wages. We are not allowed to go out whenever we want. Even if we want to go out only on Sundays, one of the family members is allowed to go out and buy purchase. And even he's sent out with somebody called as Munsif, who takes them to the market and brings them back.
Well, Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa's effigy was burnt outside the Madras High Court by a section of advocates, citing the recently leaked UN report which claimed that the Sri Lankan president's involvement in war crimes. Now, the report cited the use of heavy artillery in many no-fire zones, resulting in heavy civilian casualties. Well, summer is here, the season of results and admissions, and 2 days after Plus 2 results are announced on May 14th, application forms for MBBS courses will be out. Now, Health Secretary V.K. Subburaj, who announced that this, also said that the sale of forms closes on June the 2nd. Now, students who make the cut will know their fate when the merit list is released on June 21st. Now, the first phase of counselling will begin on June 30th. There are 1,653 MBBS seats in 17 government medical colleges and 635 seats in 8 self-financing medical colleges. Now, there are 85 seats in 1 government dental college and 891 seats in 17 self-financing dental colleges. Well, corporate heavyweight has a word of advice for the Prime Minister Azim Premji. We'll tell you more about it on the other side.